It would take smoke to mess up my monologue. I had all kind of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and everything ready for us.
Well, you know how he is, man. You know how he is. You know how he is.
Ali's concept, but we graced by the presence of greatness, me. Damn him. But Billy Ray Valentine's in the house with us. It is Friday night. Ali Q Hackett has got on some champagne shoes and gasoline hat. He ready to do what he do. Ali, talk to the people. Tell them what you're going to do for them today.
Well, I don't know about them champagne shoes. I like the idea. We have to see what that looks like. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the King of Oldies and the Magnificent Seven live show on YouTube. You know, we're here every Friday night from 9 o'clock, and we try not to disappoint you with our guests. And tonight is no different. I don't think that you're going to be disappointed at all. I don't think you've ever been disappointed. I mean, if you're asking me, because I'm looking at the fantastic people that we've had on this show, and we've got more tonight. So summertime is here, it's blazing, but it's raining. You know, it's raining. Wasn't a bad day, but it was just raining. I mean, it really poured where I was. Anyway, summertime is here. We're loving the heat. All I ask you to do is please, 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 please be careful. Please be careful. Just because something is opening up doesn't mean that you have to be the first one there, okay? Be careful, because we need you around for these shows. We need you around for my radio shows. We need you around to create and sustain more great memories. Again, anybody out there, and the question keeps coming in weekly, it honestly does. How can we contribute? I want to send you something. This is what you do. $ Ali Hackett Presents. Whatever amount you wish to do, $5, $10, 2 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents, 25 cents, whatever it is, we'll gladly accept it, and we thank you for it. $ Ali Hackett Presents. That's where you send it to, okay? And now, with that done, let's get ready for the show. But before I do, I got a quick announcement. This coming Friday, next Friday, okay, a week from today, is the Ebonies will be performing at Rose Tree Park in Media, an absolute free concert. Free, meaning you don't have to pay anything. Free concert starting at 7 o'clock. And of course, yours truly is hosting the show. Love for you to come and be a part of it. Bring your lawn chair, whatever you're gonna do, come early, because a lot of folks grab up the nice seats right down front. 7 o'clock is start time. Rose Tree Park in Media. Free concert featuring Ebony's, that guy sitting over there, okay? Mark, would you bring in the Magnificent Seven, please, so we can get this show on the road?
Yes, sir, they come in, but Ali, I have to say and let the people know that this week, Ali Hackett, because of the Ebonies and their pending show, he is actually broadcasting from the huge estate of Mr. William Smoke, Billy Ray Valentine Howard. This guy got 14, 15 rooms. He got solar panels. He got a farm in the back. Oh, he got 8, 9 Hummers. I think it's a strip club over in the corner. You go, Billy Ray. Go, Billy Ray. But without that, we bringing in the magnificent people. They coming down the pipe.
Well, it's true. I am in one of the rooms in the mansion. I am in one of those. So we just have to deal with it that way. All right. Look at it. Everybody's coming in. Looking good here. Looking good. Rosie's wearing another broke down hat like the Tams. You know what I mean? And who else is there? I see everybody pretty much. I see everybody except the professor. I don't see the professor. I guess everybody's coming in. I see Hazel's trying to come in. And there's Rosie. Hey, Rose, how you, baby?
Hi, Ali, how you doing? Okay.
I'm okay. Shell, how you doing?
Hey, everybody.
Michelle just getting back off of her trip from a fabulous cabaret.
Yes.
I understand that was just off the chain.
I'm still recuperating.
That's what I'm hearing. Diane Parker down in Florida. How you doing, baby?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm hanging in there. Rita, how are you, baby doll?
I'm fine. How's everyone?
Doing good, thank you.
Hey, Rita, what's up?
Drew, how you doing, man? I see you over there. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Good to see you.
Good.
Good to
Bonnie
be seen,
down in
that's
North
right.
Carolina. South Carolina, how you doing, baby?
I'm good. How's everybody?
Doing
Hey,
great,
hey.
doing good.
There's a professor. She's coming in. Hey, professor, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How's everybody?
I'm
Hey,
on the
Professor.
side. I ain't mad at you.
All right, let's get started. It's Friday night, and you know it's all right. Diane, straighten your face up. You look like you're troubled already. I gave you guys some clues. I said that it's a Detroit, Michigan-based soul band. They helped form two great labels, Hot Wax and Invictus. The big hit was in 1969, sold over 1 million copies, which was confirmed in 1970. The next big hit was a great hit also. Group performed in the late 60s. Formed in the late 60s. The lead singer passed away, so there's a different lineup now, but they're still together making beautiful music. As a matter of fact, they just performed last night.
Wow.
Let's run around and see.
Wow.
Let's
Wow.
run around and see what we got. Rosie,
Wow.
let's start with you, baby doll.
Give me just a little more time, for I know will surely grow. It's the chairman of the board. I say,
All right.
Give
All
that
right.
woman a microphone.
All right. Yeah. Rita, what you got, baby?
Chairman of the board.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right. Drew, what you got?
The same chairman of the board. It wasn't hard. They're the ones that from Detroit. They're the ones that helped start that new label with Holland, Dozier and Holland. We all know about Give a Little More Time. 1 million seller confirmed in 1970. They also had another hit that I like called Paid to the Piper. And they formed in the late 60s. Their general lead singer was General Johnson, but he passed away. But it's good to see that the surviving members have still carried the group forward, man. Chairman of the board.
Right.
All right, Ali,
Right.
thank you so much. Rita, Bonnie, what you got?
I couldn't get anything because my internet, because of this storm down here, is not up.
Okay, you
Yeah.
can't hear us, mate?
No, I can hear you, but I couldn't get anything on my internet. My
Right, that's why
internet's
you did tell
down
me that. Okay, I hope
because of
this
that
gets better.
storm we got.
Right, we're having trouble up here also with the internet.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, what you got, babe?
This wasn't so hard neither. I got this one too, chairman of the board. I
Oh,
was
wow.
so relieved.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
I
Anytime
was
Michelle,
jumping up and down. I got this.
anytime Michelle gets it, I got to restart rephrasing the questions. You know?
No, leave it like that. Don't do
Yes,
that.
you do. Yes, you do.
Diane, what you got, babe?
I got chairman of the board as well.
Okay. Hello, Hazel. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Hazel.
Oh, love
Good
your
to see
hair.
you.
Oh,
Love
look
your
at that
hair.
hair.
Love your
Oh,
hair.
wow. Looking like Chaka
Thank you.
Khan.
Hazel, what you got, babe?
Chairman of the board.
Professor?
Chairman of the board.
Well, I want to tell you, it's a complete sellout. That's for sure. It's a complete
Yes.
sellout. Mark, would you bring in our special guest for us, please?
Suppose ain't the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
Suppose it's the Jackson 5 or somebody. Y'all gonna be all messed up. All right, here we go.
Great homework, everybody.
Yes.
Great homework. Great homework.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great homework. I just kind of think that somebody called somebody and y'all just passed it around. You know what I mean?
We wouldn't do that.
Not
We
this time.
wouldn't.
Not this time.
Okay. All right. All right. I believe you.
Brrr.
Go ahead, Tom.
Go ahead.
Where's Ken?
Thomas Hunter.
Where's Ken?
Thomas Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas
Oh,
Hunter.
yeah, there he is.
Everybody.
That
There he
Mr.
is.
Ken.
Would you give a nice round of applause to the chairman of the board,
Woo!
Thomas Hunter and Mr.
Hold
Ken
on.
Knox,
10 knots. Yep.
members of the chairman of the board. Fellas, how you guys doing, man?
Doing well, Ali.
Good,
Oh
good.
my
It's good.
God. I'll tell you what.
You look great. Y'all look great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
thank
at
you. I'll
guys,
tell you
man.
what.
What's that?
This, you have one magnificent panel. Wow. So it's a no-brainer, right?
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
This is one
No-brainer
of the
across
first-
the board.
This is one of the first times that all of them got the right answer. I mean, it hasn't happened that many times,
Correct.
but it has happened a couple of times. You know,
Wow.
it has
Nice.
happened just a few times. Now, Ken and Thomas, we've been doing this almost a year. Almost a year. We're 1 month shy of a year.
Wow.
And that means
Nice.
that every Friday we've had a different guest on. We've never doubled back yet. And
That's
like I
awesome.
said, this is one of the few times, maybe in a year, 4 times maybe, they got all of them right at the same time. So that just means that next week I got to
Yeah.
change my clues up.
No, leave it like
Yeah.
that.
Listen, Ken and Tom, it's great to have you guys. We're not going to hold you long. We're going to hold you for the specific time because I know you guys worked last night. Tell us a little bit about the show last night, if you would.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, we were in Greenville, North Carolina,
Okay.
and it was hot, you know, and
When you
it
say
was-
hot, you mean the show was hot or the temperature
well,
was
yeah,
hot?
the show was hot
Both.
and the temperature,
Both.
you know. So, you know, but we're fortunate to even be out working, you know, with the conditions, right?
Right.
You know,
Right. That's right.
so, you know, all the artists are fortunate to even get back on stage, and it's a blessing for us. What do you think, Thomas?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back on stage too. I know this past weekend we've done in the past 3 days 4 different performances in different
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
from Virginia through into
Goodness,
North
great.
Carolina. And we've been having a lot of fun. You know, it's good to be back out there with the fans because, you know, I'm tired of staying in the house.
I hear
True.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to get out there and have some fun on stage.
I get you. I get you. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, congratulations. And you are right, Ken, that it's a blessing to be rolling in that direction because of the fact that all of us, you guys who are performers and myself that am somewhat of a performer, we've been locked down for the past year and a half plus.
Yes.
And
That's right.
it's very, very difficult. So it's a breath of fresh air and it's a relief to get back, you know, doing what we like to do. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
Doing what we like to do.
And to just to mention, Ali, we have a show as well. It's called That's My Story.
Right.
Oh,
right.
wow.
I was gonna sort of wait till we got to the end and let you talk about that, but we can
All right.
talk about it right now. We can
All right, let's talk about it
now.
because you mentioned the fact, you know, our thing was since we couldn't work for the whole year, we decided to come up with a show like yours, where we bring in special guests. Our show was on Thursday. We're on hiatus right now because we're back on the road.
Okay.
But that was our way of staying in front of people. And we've had people like Ray Parker, who's a friend of mine, Ray Parker Jr. We've had Verdine White from Earth, Wind and Fire. We've had Ralph Johnson from Earth, Wind and Fire. We've had just about everybody like yourselves. And, you know, so the chairman board had this show, and then it morphed into myself, Shelley Clark of the Honeycomb, and my musical director with chairman of the board, Jerry Midas Hardison. So that's what we've been doing for a year. And we just said we had to take a hiatus because we're back on the road.
Okay.
Good.
Well,
good.
listen, Ken, do me a favor. Do not mention Earth, Wind, and Fire to Andrew and Sharon. They might pass out here. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to pass out. You know what I mean?
We want that. We don't want that.
Right. But I'll be talking to you about them anyway. And because I had mentioned to the group that you did a show, and before you leave, give us the link so the rest of the guys can check your show out. It's all about support. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the music. That's what it's about. It's about the music. And that's how I feel about it. So I'm going to step back and let Rosie ask you a question or make a comment to you, and then we're going to go around the group. Rosie, go ahead. Introduce yourself and then go ahead, please.
Okay, certainly. Good evening, gentlemen. My name is Rosie, and I have a question and a comment. I have a question. How did you come up with the name Chairman of the Board? And that little riff sound like Billy Stewart to me. Brrr, baby, oh baby. I love it. And then I have a comment. I wanted to thank you. I want to congratulate you for number one, your record patches, winning the Grammy Award in 1971.
That's right. Yes.
And then getting inducted in the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame in 1999. So kudos to all y'all. Kudos.
Oh my God.
Very good.
You have done your homework. You guys have done your homework.
Listen,
Let me start off the first.
Ken, the
Yes.
Magnificent Seven ain't no joke up here,
I
man.
see.
Don't be fooling.
Hey, man.
Let them know.
Hey.
Let them know.
Thomas, we're in good company.
Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
So Rose, right?
Rosie, yes.
Rosie.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So believe it or not, some college students in Detroit, at University of Detroit, came up with the name, the chairman of the board, because Holland Dozier Holland got a focus group, or what do you want to call it?
Right.
And was telling people, hey, we've got this new group. What kind of name can you come up with? And that's how it became chairman of the board.
Wow.
For some college kids.
All right.
Wow, see that? And what about
Yeah.
that riff y'all do?
Yeah.
That, like mommy of Billy Stewart.
All right. So
Baby.
general, like Ali said, has passed.
Yes.
The story goes, he was running out of lyrics.
Okay. Okay.
And the only thing he can come up with was the baby.
It worked. It worked.
And it worked.
It
Yeah.
worked.
Yes, yes, it did.
And Thomas sings that in our shows, and he does his rendition of it, because you can't replace a person who had a very unique voice.
Right.
So the deal is, you give your rendition of how you interpret a song. So Thomas does an excellent job on doing "Give Me Just Some Time." And Thomas, maybe you can take it from there about how you.
You know, the more I've been with this group for the past 11 years, and I'm always learning something new. The story about the name of the chairman of the board, you know, I never knew. But one of the things that, so that was a great question.
Okay.
You know, and
Thank
one
you.
of the things that, you know, and the when we
Right.
do that, you know, the crowd is always expecting that particular one thing.
Yeah.
And when I do it, I try to give it to them as long as I can. And everybody in the audience always loves it. Sometimes
I
they
love it.
before I can finish, because there's a part in our show that I let the audience sing it. And when I go by, they're them. So,
That's why I said it worked, and keep it up. It worked.
Great question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Great
gentlemen.
question,
Thank
Rosie.
you.
Great question.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Great
Thank
question.
you.
The final question, us being in the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Now, we're all from Detroit,
Right.
so go figure.
Okay.
Got it.
So here's the deal. Did I hear that someone's from South Carolina? on the
Yes,
panel?
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Right. So we're also in the South Carolina Music Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Now here's the deal. We are like the adopted sons of the Carolinas, because we've done so much for these two states.
Right.
So
Okay.
North Carolina put us in the Hall of Fame, and so did, matter of fact, what's your name?
Rosie.
Not Rosie, from South Carolina.
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Coming out with
All
the
right,
arsenal.
all right.
Oh,
Can you see that?
yeah.
That's from the governor.
Wow.
Wow. All right.
So,
Now,
so
Ken.
Rosie, you got your questions answered.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I
you
did.
did.
Go ahead.
Very
Yes, I
good
did.
answer.
Thank you
Good
so
question.
much. Very
Now,
good.
Ken, let me just jump in here for a minute before I move to the next person. Because you guys are in South Carolina and North Carolina Hall of Fame, was that because of the fact that you were considered doing beach music?
Well, that is the conductor, you know, the common, you know, the genre of beach music is really nothing but R&B. Because back in the day, see, I'm not ashamed to say this, our audience is 99.9% white.
Okay.
Right.
You know, and they couldn't listen. The story goes back in the early 60s, they couldn't play this music around home.
Okay.
They had to go to Myrtle Beach and listen to it on the jukeboxes.
Oh.
So there's the term beach music.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know, but it's nothing but the Temptations. It ain't nothing but Motown.
Okay. Okay.
You know, and then when chairman of the board and all the Invictus artists came to be, but we're more or less beach music artists, you know.
Okay.
Now, in England, it's considered Northern Soul.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
Yes, it is.
And Mr. Ebony should know about that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's move on. Rita, what you got, baby? You got something, Rita?
That was
Yes,
great.
I have a question. It was nice to meet you all.
All right.
And I did want to ask the same question Rosie asked, but since you already answered that, I have another one. How did you come about? Was there any sentimental value to the song, You Got Me Dangling on the String?
Wow. So
Wow.
that was
Good
written.
question.
That was written by Holland Dozier Holland. And I really don't know.
Okay, okay.
I know it was written by Holland Dozier Holland. You know, I joined the group in 1973. So it's like 48 years for me.
Okay.
You know.
Wow.
Thank you, Rose.
Yeah.
So that was what General had told me. Well, he really didn't tell me, but Dang on String was written by Holland Dozier Holland.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Good question, Rita.
Right.
Good question.
Right.
Andrew, what you got for us, Doc?
Can you hear?
Andrew?
He can hear
Andrew.
you. He can't hear you, I don't think.
Okay, moving on. Bonnie, what you got? You got a question, Bonnie, in South Carolina?
No, just good to meet you guys, and I love your music.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, what part of South Carolina are you in?
Columbia.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was stationed there.
I'm right up the street.
Where?
With Jackson.
I'm right outside of Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually in what they call Lake Wiley. Or
Oh, I
York.
never heard of that.
Yeah, you heard of York, South Carolina?
No, I'm originally from Philadelphia,
Okay,
so
there
I'm
you
just
go.
kind of relocating thing here. Yeah.
Well, same here, originally from Detroit, so I get it.
Right.
Okay.
Good to meet
All
you.
right.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Michelle, what you got, baby?
When Mark first brought you guys out the green room and you sat down, I had to like double click
They look great.
because y'all look like y'all can be chairman of somebody's board.
Uh-oh. Thank you. Thomas?
Thank you.
That was just I just had to get that out. But
Okay.
I have a question. Was there ever like a moment in time when you guys felt like this wasn't going to work? You didn't think you was getting nowhere with the group?
Good question.
I can answer that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here, I'm glad you what's your name again?
Michelle with 2 L's.
Michelle with 2 L's. Okay. That is a good question because I'm going to tell you what happened. And Thomas can chime in after this right quick. See, General Johnson, Danny Woods, and myself, we were together like 40 plus years. General passed away in 2010. I'm left with how am I going to keep this band going when we just lost one of our principal singers? You know, so Danny Woods and myself, we continued on, and Danny Woods became ill. And General said to me, I made a promise to him that I was going to keep our legacy going. And Danny unfortunately passed away in 2018. So that's when I recruited Thomas Hunter in 2010. So Thomas can take it from there.
Actually, I've always believed in the group. When we began to form, when Ken began to form the new group, you know, I wondered how the public and the audience was going to take to us being different people, you know, but our fans welcomed us with open arms, and we just kept looking.
As they should.
We haven't looked back yet.
Right.
Nice.
All right. Fantastic.
That's
Great question, Michelle. Diane, what you got, baby, down in Florida?
Good evening, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to meet you. My question is, Pay to the Piper. Now, that was my jam right there. What is the backstory to that one?
Man, listen, all I can tell you is this. Danny Woods, who sang lead on that song, it was his song. He owned that song. You know, he owned it. And every time we performed it live, see, Danny was like Mr. Energy. If you took an encyclopedia or a dictionary and you want to find an look up the word Energizer Bunny, Danny Woods' photo would be there.
That's him.
because that was him. He was Mr. Electric.
Okay.
And he portrayed that Pay to the Piper like nobody could. Now, as far as writers, I think General Thomas, what's Edna's husband's name? Oh, Greg Perry. General Greg Perry and Angelo Bond wrote that song. And Danny just portrayed that song like it was, I mean, just like you said, that was one of your favorites.
Yes.
That's your mama. You know, everybody was saying that.
Yeah. I was gonna ask that question. Who came up with Ask Your Mama? I know that wasn't in the original lyrics.
You know what? I think it was.
Really? It sounds like ad lib.
Those guys were that good. They didn't miss anything. Speaking of talking about General Greg Perry and Angelo Bond, I mean, those guys were great writers. They didn't miss anything, you know?
Fantastic. Good question. Good question. Thank you, Diane. Professor, talk to us, baby.
Hey, gentlemen, my name is Sharon.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Awesome.
And just as the others have said, my favorite song too was Pay to the Piper.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
I was a young girl. I was in maybe 5th grade, and that was our favorite thing to say. Ask your mama.
That's it. That's right. That's right. Ask your mama. And that was the thing.
I mean, we like them all, but something about that.
Yeah.
When you're that young, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. That's your mama. Yeah.
The song, Give Me Just a Little More Time. I know that was probably your biggest hit.
Right.
Who wrote that?
That was written by Ronnie Dunbar, and Edith Wayne, which is one of the Hollands. That was a synonym. So the two of them wrote the song, and that song has become commercials. We've had a Swiffer commercial from it. Last year, McDonald's in the UK used it as their early morning breakfast song. You know, give me just a little time. They show a guy getting off his bus, running to McDonald's, and give me just a little more time, so he won't miss that breakfast.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Wow,
you know,
nice.
And we were in the UK 2018, and Thomas was singing it, and the crowd was it was so loud in this auditorium that it made us feel something special, because everybody in the world everybody knows that song. You may not know who sang it,
right?
But you know, give me just a little more time. And Thomas, what's your experience with it?
Well, that's always amazing to me how people everywhere you go, you know, all you have to do is say, you know, they say the chairman of the board, oh, give me just a little more time. And then after they say that, the next thing is, you know, that's worldwide. One of my experiences has been, it's been amazing how many people know the lyrics to a lot of our songs. That's amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Also, General Johnson, to me, his voice was pretty much like no other. He, in my opinion, was the only person that I thought, if the Four Tops needed a replacement for Levi Stubbs.
Come on in. Come on in.
Real close.
Come on in.
My God, you know what? You are on the money, because you know what happened? At one point, that was the idea. If something was to happen to Levi, they wanted General to jump in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because their voices were very similar.
Yes.
Yes, they were.
Wow.
Yes, they
Sharon,
were.
you good.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
That's why she's called a professor.
Yes,
Magnificent.
Yes.
That was good. Good question.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so share some of your knowledge with us, babe.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Talking to you guys.
And it's
Good.
so
How are you?
it's such a blessing.
Oh, okay. Now I see. I'm sorry. How you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I don't have a question, but a comment. I admire you because you can fit in so many different genres of music. You can go, I mean, there's very few groups that can do that. Earth, Wind, and Fire can do it.
Yes.
Chicago can do it. You
Yes.
can, if you want to go pop, you can go pop.
Mhm.
Want to go smooth soul, smooth jazz, you can go there.
Wow.
That is amazing because there's really, I would say, groups of today. I don't think too many of them can do that.
True.
So you can please the body.
Oh, nice. That's the first time I've heard that. Love that.
You please the body. If it's a predominantly white audience, you
Yes.
please that audience.
Right.
You know, if it's a predominantly African American audience, you can please that audience.
That's right. That's right.
It's amazing that you can do that. So, gentlemen, you'll never be unemployed.
Amen.
Oh, wow. I like that.
All right.
I like that. But
Good
you know what?
statement, Hazel. Good statement.
Let me go back to Hazel for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're right. Both audiences, once they see us and hear the music, they're satisfied.
Yes.
Now, when African Americans come to our show, like yesterday, we had a lot of African Americans there, and they would stand in front of the stage with smiles on their faces. Because what we do is when we come to a city, and we all know this, we're second-class citizens in these other cities. But when we're on that stage, we give them pride. And it makes us feel good that we're able to satisfy our own people, you know, and Sharon, I mean, wait a minute, it's not Sharon. Hazel, you said it right. You said it right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. Very nicely done, Hazel. Very nicely done.
Yes.
Very nicely done. That comment, if I could just piggyback, I'm going to come to you in a minute, Drew, if you can hear me. That comment is basically the type of thing that all groups should be looking to do. Not only satisfy one color or one section of folks, because music encompasses everybody. It just doesn't stop with black or white or Italian or Chinese. Music, you got people that love music, period. And I think, my opinion, is that the more versatile that you are musically, the more you can stay out there and be in the scene.
That's right. Unemployed. Employed.
The dollars.
Here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. All the groups that came out from the 1960s and 1960s, the love groups, had trouble, except a few of them, when it switched to disco. Then when it went from disco to the other stuff, there are very few groups who made it through those times. That tells you right there that you should try to incorporate, you know, some of the other stuff to keep yourself on stage. That's just my opinion.
You're right.
Andrew, can you hear me? No, I guess he can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Drew. Mr. Knott, Mr. Hunter, it's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for coming on our show, and thank you for carrying forth the legacy.
Thank you so much.
I want to go back to the beginning, when Holland, Dozier, and Holland formed the labels. According to my research, Berry Gordy was a little pissed at them for leaving his company. Now, in that, were you caught up in that entanglement between Berry and Holland, Dozier, and Holland? Did it affect you?
No, but I tell you what, I came in on the tail end of that, but I was told, you know, through some members of the group, yes, it was some things going on. That was
so they were trying to blacklist you or blackball you?
No. The group, we eventually left Holland, Dozier, Holland. But yeah, and that's the reason. That's how we came south. You know, General had this idea of, look, we can start our own label. You know, that's the beginning of independent. Being independent.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah, I mean, the stuff like that happens. You know, it happens in these at these labels. But I'm sure Barry was, you know, he still talks to the guys, you know, but it's business.
Right. It is.
It's business.
Right.
It is.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
It is. Good question, Drew. Good question.
Well, I gotta ask Drew something.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Let me see you, Drew.
Can you see?
Drew, I want to see those pictures back there.
Oh, Frankie Beverly and Maurice.
That's what I thought. I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Frankie and
My
Maurice.
idols.
Yes.
Yeah. Me and the
Yes.
professor's favorites.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for noticing.
All right.
Drew, in any situation, as Ken said, there's always a bit of disenchantment when the groups decide to either move, or actually you don't even have to get to that point. Look at the disturbance between Marvin Gaye and Berry Gordy. Look at the disturbance between Stevie Wonder and Berry Gordy. Look at the disturbance between Martha Reeves and Berry Gordy. Look at the disturbance between Dee Sharp and Kenny Gamble. You know what I mean? Look at the disturbance between Billy Paul and Kenny Gamble. Everybody has something, because either the artists want to spread their wings and the guy who controls it doesn't, because he's looking at what it is that's making it happen. And I'll just go this and I'll get off of this real quickly. Because Marvin Gaye was family, married into the family, he could get away with a little bit more than everybody else could.
Right.
Okay? And you guys have heard me tell you this story, that what's going on was in the back pocket. Berry Gordy did not want Marvin to do that. He waited until Marvin waited until Barry got on the plane to go on vacation, went in the studio and put the thing together.
Yeah.
Then when Barry heard it, it was the #1 rated record all over the world. So what was he going to say? You're fired? Please. The music business, and I think Smoke, if you want to come in on this, because we got two professional entertainers here, the music business, from what we see sitting in the stands, is glorious. But between Ken, Thomas, and Smoke, they'll tell you it's not as glorious as we'd like it to be.
Right.
Right, and you have to realize when you got hit songs out like the chairman of the board and even the Ebonies, you have to be, it's a forgiving thing because your music's already out there and the fans want to hear it. Now all this inner stuff that makes it happen, you don't bring that on the stage with you.
That's right.
You leave that for that. You bring, when you get on the stage, and you guys can attest to this, it's making the audience happy and pleased, because we are professional. And I have to applaud you guys for really being not only out professional on the stage, but also starting a business that keeps the oldies alive. Because that radio station you was talking, that's what it's about, man. That's what Ali does.
Yeah.
You guys, it's gonna be a way to mesh that too. You know you got to mesh that, don't you? And,
right.
and work with each other on this. But that's what it's about, man. And people still love you. You guys got some of the records that you got, the hits that you guys have, all crossover type things.
Perfect.
It's a blessing to have those type of songs. Because I know in our shows, I incorporate things like that. Because the Ebonies are just downright hit R&B love songs. That's it. But you guys, I'm a little jealous. Hey, I might take one of your songs and start putting on my show now. But it's great, man, to see you guys doing this, and don't stop, man. Just keep it rolling.
Oh man, Smoke,
absolutely.
Even if I'm just gonna cut in just a second here, Ken. Smoke, you know what? Even if you did take one of their songs and incorporate it in the show, you know what that does? That makes the audience happy, and that keeps them alive a little bit longer.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So it's that's why I say it's not about you, it's not about me, it's
Right.
about the music.
That's right.
The music. The music it doesn't transcend. All right, Ken, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You and Thomas, go ahead.
Yeah, most of the time people don't see all of the hard work that it takes, in order to put a show on. It's a lot of dedication, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of practicing. But once you hit the stage, you can give them the full package and they enjoy it. That's our reward.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Fans can enjoy what you
Exactly.
do.
Michelle, you got a question?
That's something here.
Michelle, you're muted. Muted.
I'm another one that know a lot of songs, but don't know who sing the songs. But I do have a question. You guys are awesome. Now that I know the face behind these songs, it's amazing. I never knew.
Yeah.
But you guys not only being great, and a lot of artists and a lot of groups, they always have members that always vendor off and do their own little thing. Besides the guys that pass away, would anybody in your group ever went solo and left the group and did their own thing?
We've been together 10 years. I mean,
11.
Thomas has been with me 11 years. Brandon Stevens, the other member, couldn't make it tonight because of previous commitment, but our nucleus has been together. You know, Thomas is a songwriter. He has songs that he's bringing to the table because we're working on an album.
Okay.
Brandon has songs. Myself, we've got music coming from the UK and stuff like that. But to answer your question, this nucleus has stayed the same.
That's awesome.
You know, and that's something you don't see a lot, like you said.
Very true.
That's been the same, but I must
can
say,
attest.
before I joined the chairman of the board, I was a solo artist. And you can look me up and hear some of the early stuff, but it's nothing compared to what we do now.
Okay.
Thomas, I'm a songwriter and I enjoy writing songs. Call me.
Okay. The number in the chat.
Rosie, you had a question?
Yes, this is from Mr. Knox.
Okay.
Mr. Knox, yes. And number one, for both of y'all, number one, what is your secret, number one? Because you guys look great. You look excellent. That's not you.
You know what the
my
secret
God.
is?
What
I'm
is
sorry,
the
go ahead. I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What is the secret though? Let me know, because I want it right now. Listen.
All right. Here's what I'm working on 3 hours sleep.
Oh.
3 hours sleep. And
right.
my average sleep, believe it or not, is 4.5 hours
That's about me.
a night, and that's been for the last probably 25 years. If I got 8 hours, man, I don't know what I would do.
You sound, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one there. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I'm like you there. I don't look like that, but I'm glad I'm like you. But Mr. Knox, I wanted to ask you, your sister Betty, your sister, she also sang with Kim Weston, right? They had gospel.
Oh my God, yes.
The direction of Mr. James Cleveland. Is that correct?
You have done your homework, absolutely.
Yes. So how was that there? How was that? I've always loved Mr. James Cleveland and Kim Weston. And then I said, your sister, I said, wow, good collaboration there. So tell me a little bit about that.
When I was Kim, my sister Betty,
yes,
and the other two girls, they were the first gospel group at Motown.
Wow. Okay.
I was like 12 years old. And speaking of Berry Gordy, my daddy didn't want to sign the contract because they were still young.
Right. Okay. Wow.
And the reputation that he had, you know, what the rumor was, you know, he wasn't paying nobody this and that. You get 1 cent. I saw the contract. They had to split a penny. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy. So my daddy, he didn't sign it, but they did record. And James Cleveland, they were the go-to choir, the 4 girls for James Cleveland whenever he came to town, and he took them on the road and stuff like that. And my sister and Kim had been estranged for like 50 years, and I got them back together about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. But you know, but I remember I was like 12 years old, and I was starstruck. I said, wow, that's Kim Weston.
Yeah.
And so she was like our play cousin. You know, she was our cousin. But yeah, thank you for mentioning my sister. She will love to even know you even spoke about her.
Well, you're quite welcome. Thank you. You're quite welcome, man. Thank you. Yes.
Good digging, Rosie. Good digging. Ken, just to let you know, I spoke to Kim 3 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I spoke to her 3 days ago. I'm trying to set up something with her too, but yeah, I spoke to her.
Nice.
Yeah, spoke to her 3 days ago.
Okay.
Listen, you guys have made a monster impression in the musical industry. And I wish you the absolute best in continuing on. I'm going to shut up because I think Hazel's got a question. Hazel, you got a question?
No.
Oh,
no,
I thought you raised your hand.
No, I just had another comment that the fact that people don't realize that you set that tone for other groups,
Mhm.
you know, being able to switch genres like that. You know, you set the tone for Earth, Wind, and Fire and Chicago and other groups who some attempted, but some remained successful. And I want to thank you for that.
Oh, Hazel, thank you so much, because it's only, like you said, it's a handful of groups who could do that. Temptations all day long.
Right.
They were the first.
Right.
Miracles, the first.
Right.
And then we start getting to your Philly stuff, you know, those guys will cross over, you know, and Earth, Wind, and Fire for sure. And you're right, there's some black people that like Chicago. One of them, you know. Yeah, I like Hall and Oates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same here.
You know,
Uh-huh.
you know, so, but you know, they cut their teeth on rhythm and blues.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And I have to say something, Ali. You know, when we met you up in Philly a few years ago, we were there for the album we did, or am I jumping ahead?
No. You're good, man. You're good.
All right. You know, with Melvin and Mervyn Steels and McKinley Jackson as producers, we think we had one hell of an album. You know, and they were great songwriters. If anybody doesn't know, Mervyn and Melvin wrote the iconic "Could It Be I'm Falling in Love."
Yes, they did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, and they were our writers and producers because they wanted to take Chairman of the Board to put us back out there in that spotlight again. And like you said, now you guys can put faces to the music that you're hearing.
Right.
But those guys, they're fantastic writers and arrangers. And this is something that we needed to jumpstart like this. Right, Thomas?
Yep.
Right. We needed a jump start like this. It was an honor working with those guys too. You know, my personal experience with them is that I learned a lot. You know, working with the professionals in that manner. I consider myself as a professional too, but you know, you can never continue to move unless you can continue to grow.
Absolutely.
And I try to get all the information I can from anybody that has that information to give to me. And I learned a lot from the Steels brothers.
Cool.
More Philly soul.
Cool. Yeah. That's it. Ken, there's one name that you just forgot that I got to mention. Earl Young was with us.
Oh, yeah.
He was with us that day. He was with us.
Yes, Earl was with us. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got to
that was a great day. I mean, you know, the last time Chairman of the Board was in Philly before that was back at the Uptown Theater. And I remember, and I'm gonna tell this right quick. See, the musicians, the band we had was the Funkadelics.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Now, I mean, I let me just say this right quick. I remember the first day I went to audition. I go into the studio. There's all my musical heroes. There's Eddie Hazel on guitar. There's Billy Bass on bass. Tiki Fullwood on drums. Bernie Worrell on keyboards.
Absolutely.
Ron Bykowski on guitar. And I'm saying, I'll never make this. Look at these guys. I mean, so I'm very fortunate to even been in the company. And that's what prolonged my journey because I started with the best.
Right.
You know, I remember going, when we played the Uptown, we were running everybody out of there with them big old amps and all that kind of stuff, you know, from the Funkadelics. It was good. But I will say this, they were hard to beat. And like, somebody said about the crossover.
Yeah.
crossover music.
Right.
Now, you know, they would definitely cross over.
Yes.
Funkadelics,
Yeah.
George and them.
Yeah.
So we had fun everywhere we went with those guys.
Yeah, they were definitely major crossovers because
Major.
they went from one genre to like about 8 genres over. That's what they
That's
did.
right.
They didn't just go one over.
Yes.
Because they went from I Want to Testify into
Yep.
the mothership. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's
That was
right.
a whole different ball game there. It's a
Yeah,
whole
man.
different-
I'm fortunate to have been in that company. You know.
Right.
Yes.
They were what I call, I'm getting in no matter what. I don't care what kind. They did music and stuff in music that most people wouldn't even do. They just did it because that was them.
Right.
But we have a connection too, because Melvin still wrote my song on my single album, "Give Me Your Heart."
Oh wow!
Yeah, there's some beautiful people who went out there to visit them, so we got some connection there.
Oh
too.
yeah, absolutely. Yes.
We hit it off every now and then. We call each other or
nice
see each other on Facebook or something. But that's great, man.
Awesome.
Let me, Ken, let me ask you, and I want Thomas to jump in here also. Let me ask you, in all the time that you've been performing, who are one of your favorite acts to perform with in a show?
Let me think about that.
Yeah, I got to think too.
All right, well, we'll call you back next week. All right.
you know, that's a good question, but most of the time we are on shows ourselves. We're the feature entertainment there.
Right.
It's kind of hard, you know, and we don't have very many people to choose from.
Well, I'll tell you what, right quick, we did a show in 2019 with some of the guys from the Drifters over in the UK.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
They were good.
Okay.
The next day was Billy Ocean.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me see.
You just did a show with the Tams, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Tams are great friends of ours. We have a friendly competition. You know, it's great, man, because they are keeping the legacy alive as well.
Right.
You know, but I have to go back. We did a show with Bobby Womack. That was great to be on the show with him. Also to be on the show with Denise LaSalle. She was great.
Oh wow.
Shy Lights.
Marshall.
Russell Thompson's them. So yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Anybody that we've ever been on the show with, we love being on it with them.
Okay.
Fantastic. What anybody else got anything to say? Because we're coming in on the closing. Professor?
Yes.
Will you guys be coming to Philly anytime soon?
Soon as Ali brings us there.
Hope so.
Yeah.
With the Ebonies.
With the Ebonies, yes.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. Andrew, what you got? Andrew, what you got?
No, Sharon, Professor had my question.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Rita, I saw your hand.
Yes, I just want to ask the both of them.
Hey, Rita, where you
Ken
been?
and Thomas.
Hey, Rita. I didn't know you were still on here.
Yes, I'm still on here.
Okay, go ahead.
When did you all realize that you wanted to be in the entertainment business and singing?
Go ahead, Thomas.
Well, I've always wanted to be a singer. Ever since I was about 4 or 5 years old. I knew from the beginning, the very first, this is going to date me, but the very first song that I fell in love with was You're My Everything by the Temptations.
Okay.
And it was brought for me by a relative. And it was just something about the music. And I thought inside myself, that's what I want to do. I want to make a career of that.
Okay.
You know, and through God's grace and mercy and blessings, I've been able to realize my dream.
That's right.
Great answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great answer. Good question, Rita.
Let me answer right quick. I'll make it brief. So I just recently found out about 5 months ago that my mother and her sisters had a gospel group running around West Virginia.
Wow.
That's where they were from. And I didn't know. Their mother took them from, they were called the Thomas Sisters. My mother never told me she sang. I just found out 5 months ago, my mother's been dead since 2005, and she never told me about it. But so it was natural for me, like you said, when Rosetta mentioned my sister Betty. So I was surrounded by music. My brother was a saxophonist, and he played, and I also play saxophone.
Saxophone, right?
Yeah. So music was all around me. Junior Walker was one of my best friends.
Wow.
All right.
That was my boy. Junior was my best friend.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so to sum it up, Ken, with you, it was in your blood, and Tom, with you, you fell in love from the love songs that figure you'll get the girls, huh?
Yeah, it was in my spirit from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Rita, I told you this before. It was always about the girls. Always about the girls.
Always. You know what? It ain't what you do.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come
That's
on.
how you do it.
Come
Well,
on.
listen, Ken and Tom, I want to thank you guys so much for spending part of your Friday night with us, the Magnificent Seven. Gang, do me a favor. Let's give these two guys a nice round of applause, if you would, please.
Woo! Yes.
Yeah.
Ken and Tom, this is Mark at the bottom here, the guy who produces it. Mark, I forgot to ask you, were there people in the chat room wanting to say something?
Yeah, man, we did a little different this week. I decided to put up all of their videos from YouTube in the chat room, and they got a party going on. They got all their videos playing in the chat room now, and they done called the damn cops on us. They acting so crazy. Hey, Ken and Thomas, they done called the cops on us, brother.
Oh my God.
I gotta hose them off.
Oh, cool.
I mean, we got Shona Hall Williams in there, your cohort for the Weekend Radio Show. She's in the house. We got Evelyn Howard. We got your sister, Helen.
Okay.
Stress Free Travel.
Yes.
We got a handful of folks in here. They just cutting up. They starting to sling barbecue sauce all around the room. What's wrong with these people, brother? What's wrong with them? It's like the cops coming. I'm leaving.
All right.
It's
Hey,
the
can I
music.
give our website?
Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
Yes.
So everybody can. Well, I think everybody already found it on the panel, but they can go to www.thechairmenoftheboard.com. That's plural, MEN.
MEN, okay.
Yeah, the chairman of the board. So that all our dates are up there and upcoming dates, and things about the stuff you already researched, but you guys can check us out. And in Columbia, what's she at?
All right.
Bonnie,
I want
you to listen out for us. Go ahead.
All right,
I will.
I want to take time to thank you guys, and we really, really appreciate you. Ken and Tom, the next time that we see each other, I'm going to change genres too. I'm going about 10 genres over, and I'm going to put on those diapers and come on stage. You know what I mean?
All right.
You
Thank
guys
y'all.
have a great 4th of July weekend. Magnificent Seven.
Thank you.
Be careful. Everybody be safe.
Thank you all for coming on. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Love y'all. Bye-bye.